Hi, I'm Brandon Slay. I'm the executive director of SportsLife Wrestling. And I'm excited to teach you this series called Wrestling in Life. I love the sport of wrestling. I started wrestling when I was 6. I can't believe I'm 50 now. I've been involved in the sport for 44 years. And wrestling is the best sport in the world, in my opinion. But that word wrestle is the verb. It means to struggle against an opposing force. And the truth is, whether you're a real wrestler or you're just struggling through life, that we're all wrestlers. We're all struggling with things in our life. And in this series, I want to teach you that our greatest wrestling match of all time, we have an enemy that wants to attack us every single day. And he wants to attack us in 3 main ways. And I want to be able to teach you how to resist the enemy and successfully counterattack him and live a fruitful life. King Solomon taught in Proverbs 4:23, he said, above all else, guard your heart, for everything else flows from it. For everything else you do comes from it. And I have to admit, when I used to hear that verse growing up, above all else, guard your heart, for everything else flows from it, it was pretty much confusing to me. It would go in one ear, out the other. And oftentimes I was thinking like my real heart that was pumping right here. But when I dug in, I realized that what King Solomon meant by the word heart in the original language is that word heart actually means your thoughts, it means your emotions, it means your inner self. It means how you see the world. And so what one of the wisest men of all time was saying is that guard your thoughts, emotions, inner self, your worldview above all else, because everything you do comes from it. Why would he tell us to do that? And I believe that King Solomon told us to guard our heart above all else because he knows that we are constantly being attacked by an enemy that wants to destroy us. Actually, the Apostle Peter, disciple Peter, said in 1 Peter 5:8, I'm just going to flip there and read through it. He says, be alert and of sober mind. Your enemy, the devil, so he defines who our enemy is now. Your enemy, the devil, prowls around like a roaring lion looking for someone to devour. Apostle John said in John 10:10, he says, the thief, the devil, the thief comes to steal, kill, and destroy. But Jesus ended up saying, I came so you'd have life abundant. The Apostle Paul says in Ephesians 6, starting in verse 12, he said, for our struggle is not against flesh and blood, but against the rulers, against the authorities, against the powers of the dark world, and against the spiritual forces of evil in the heavenly realms. So, my question to you is how do we get a better understanding of how the enemy attacks us? And what are his favorite moves? What are the devil's favorite moves? But ultimately, down the road, how are we to resist that and live a successful life? If you want to know how the enemy attacks you so you can better prepare for it, join me for session 2 of Wrestling in Life.